Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric coming right back at ya. And you know, one of the greatest things about the Nintendo Switch eShop just getting so much content constantly is that I get an opportunity to play games that I might have missed out on the first time around. For whatever reason, there's some games that I just did not get on the Wii U or the Xbox or the PS4, and now that they're coming over to the Switch, I get a chance to really sink my teeth into games. And one of the biggest examples is actually Cuphead, which was one of my biggest gaming regrets for such a long time. For whatever reason, when it first came out, I just did not play it. I did not get it, even though I have an Xbox One. I just totally missed out on it. And when I found out that it was coming over to the Nintendo Switch, I knew I had to give it a go. I wanted to check it out. And yeah, that's what today's video is all about. I'm going to let you guys know whether Cuphead is worth buying on the Nintendo Switch or not. So if you're brand new to the channel, go ahead, feel free to throw a subscribe, it's free, and sit back, relax. Let's go ahead and begin today's Cuphead video. So Cuphead is one of those games that, for whatever reason, I just missed out completely on it. And it's appealed to a lot of people, mainly because of the way it looks. The biggest thing that attracts people to Cuphead is its 1930s, 40s animated cartoon style. I mean, this is the biggest thing that basically distinguishes it from the rest of the games that are out there. You know, most games, they come out, they give this little 8-bit or 16-bit aesthetic, and they call it a day. They give a little bit of a tribute to some of the better games of the years. I mean, we got so many Metroidvanias out there and so many twin-stick shooters that it's hard to distinguish which ones are what. And I think it was a great move by the developers of Cuphead to go this way, to go this aesthetic, to get those big, huge enemies that just cover up half the screen and just look like characters right out of Betty Boop, you know, with those round eyes and those big creepy smiley faces and the bright colors and the whimsical backgrounds and everything. This really looks like you are literally playing an old Betty Boop cartoon, or like Felix the Cat, or anything by Max Fleischer as well. So it's fucking phenomenal. I think this actually gives people a little bit more of a feeling to want to go ahead and grab this game and check it out for itself. You know, the presentation is phenomenal, and that's actually one of the biggest things about gaming that a lot of people care about. What it looks like. You know, people want huge, awesome, amazing detail, HD, phenomenal graphics, and then you got this retro Neo type of stuff, and then you get these things once in a while that pop out of nowhere that just are freaking unique. And I remember the initial time that I saw Cuphead advertised, I was like, holy crap, what is this? This looks phenomenal. And then I was like, ugh, it's only out on Xbox. And I was sadly wishing that one day it would come over to the Wii U or the Switch. And honestly, people were like, keep dreaming, it's never going to happen. And then out of nowhere, Microsoft and Nintendo started kind of making babies together, and next thing you know, Cuphead is on the Nintendo Switch, and the Switch version, I would say, looks just as great as the Xbox version. All the detail, all the humor, all the charisma, all the badassery that is Cuphead and Mugman and the Devil and Dice Man and everything that you would like from the original Xbox version is here, with the added inclusion that you can play it on the go. And I'm proud to say that it performs well too. There was no problems. One of the biggest things that I worry about when I get a ported game from the Switch is, oh my god, did they have to downgrade anything? Is this game going to have a little bit of sacrifices on its performance? Anything like that? Well, Cuphead, fortunately, is a 2D running gun type of game, so there's not too huge of a demand on the system. The Switch is actually perfect for a game like this, and taking it on the go and playing it on the go, like on the car or on the bus, feels great. Being able to run and gun on the go, that's one big huge incentive that made me so excited to see that the Nintendo Switch was getting this game, because, you know, I always considered buying it on the Xbox One, especially when it goes on sale once in a while, because, you know, it was a digital game, and I think that's part of why I missed out on it originally, because I'm a physical games guy. I want physical games. I want to have the game itself and play it. And the fact that it was digital only on Xbox and it was like a $20 game, I was just kind of like hesitant on it. And I think that's the main reason why. And then, you know, the biggest announcement that came out of it not only being on the Switch is that eventually it's going to get a physical release. I went digital only because the portability of the Nintendo Switch made me a little bit more open to getting it. Now, am I going to get the physical version? Yes. I don't know when exactly the launch date for the physical version of Cuphead is going to be, but I'm glad that it's coming because I could easily say that a game like Cuphead definitely deserves a proper release. It deserves to be more than just a digital title that gets lost in the shuffle. Now, in the eShop, it's $19.99. I'm not sure how much the physical release is going to be. I'm guessing maybe $29.99. That seems to be the average for indie titles on the Nintendo Switch, so it remains to be seen. But there is a lot of incentive, again, as I mentioned, for you to get it on the Switch because it's coming out physically and it just looks great. You can play it anywhere on the go, and not to mention Cuphead is a co-op game. You can play as Cuphead and Mugman and go through all these levels that are a real huge challenge, but if you're a retro gamer like myself, you're gonna have no problem. This game is based on running and gunning on a good variety of the levels. You know, it plays a lot like Gunstar Heroes or Contra, so if you've played games like that, you'll feel right at home. You have your basic pea shooter, and then you could upgrade your weapons, get different power-ups, items, and things like that. The general thing with most of these run and gun stages, like Contra and all them, is you avoid enemies, shoot them, avoid pitfalls, obstacles, things like that. Make your way to the end of the stage. Occasionally you'll fight like a mid-boss or a boss at the end of the level, and then the boss fights are actually their own levels. Most of the boss fights take place in just a stationary screen. Sometimes they move, sometimes they're like in an airplane stage, things like that. And these are some of the most creative looking bosses I've ever seen. You know, like I mentioned earlier, looks like a Betty Boop cartoon. These characters are huge. They got those big, scary Betty Boop eyes and those grins, and they just look like something right out of your nightmares. Most of the bosses have like 3 transformations, and you have to just basically on one life try to defeat some of the most hardest bosses I've ever encountered in my life. This game will freaking take your lunch money and take your girlfriend out to dinner and not call her the next day. This game will hand you your ass, and you got to get good. And fortunately, the upgrade system, you know, getting coins that are hidden throughout the run and gun levels and everything, help you out. You will need to power up your character, and just like, you know, a lot of the games that we're nostalgic for, like Contra, this game does do a lot of trial and error. When you play through it, you're going to be dying a lot, and it's never once felt like, oh man, this game is crap. You know, initially, when I was playing through the opening world, I was like, man, there's nothing really innovative about this game. But then the levels started to get zanier and more creative. You'd see obstacles that look like cartoon characters themselves. You'd see some of these enemies that are like big, huge characters that morph into like moons and trains and casino machines, and so much variety out there that I was like, wow, they actually turned some kind of like not living object like a casino machine or a slot machine into a creature, an enemy that we could play against. Lots of creativity, like fucking 10 points for the creativity, 10 points for the way it looks. The soundtrack has that, you know, old jazzy beat, you know, that scat vibe and everything like that, and it's just awesome. It's just really a load to play. I am so regretting that it took so long for me to play Cuphead. I waited way too long. This game definitely is a recommendation on the Nintendo Switch must-haves. Or the Xbox. If you don't have a Switch and you have an Xbox and for whatever reason you do not own this, I'm not entirely sure if they're going to get physical also, but Cuphead is definitely one of the, I guess, modern classics, an instant classic that is definitely something that people should really play. If you have a lot of like feels for nostalgic running gun games, then get Cuphead. And again, the way that the game looks, you know, the cartoon look definitely separates it from the rest of the pack. I think it was a good move, because if this game was just like another 8-bit or 16-bit run and gun clone, it would have easily gotten lost in the shuffle. I feel that way. So the creativity really comes from not just the gameplay mechanics, but the way that it looks, and Cuphead was phenomenal. Easily been playing this all day. Even if I'm about to rage quit and pull out my hair, so much fun to play, and I definitely recommend that you guys take the opportunity to grab it. Don't miss out like I did. You know, I'm never going to get caught slipping on Cuphead again. It is a Nintendo Switch recommendation. On the 8-bit Eric game grading scale, the ABEGGS, I give Cuphead an 8.5, and it is solely for its multiplayer. It's co-op, on the go, easy to pick up and play. That is the huge incentive for me, and the fact that it's coming out physically. So $19.99 in the eShop. You know, it's a little bit of a premium price, but it's well worth it, guys. I highly recommend that you check it out, especially if you like retro-styled run-and-gun games. And that's it, guys, for the Cuphead video. Thanks a lot for watching. Again, subscribe if you're new. Comment down below, what do you think of Cuphead? Could you care less? Do you think I should just eat shit and die? Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.